Did you know that over 30,000 heavy metal songs have been recorded by bands with openly LGBTQ+ members, and a growing wave of them are led by powerful trans voices rewriting the genre? From Mina Caputo breaking barriers on stage to Aya Sinclair turning trauma into thunderous ritual. Here are 20 transgender heavy metal legends you didn't know about. 1. Mina Caputo. Mina Caputo was a voice that could rip through your chest and leave you breathless. She was the force behind Life of Agony. In the 90s, she was the guy on stage screaming into the mic like every note could break the world. Fans saw a tough dude with tattoos, sweat, and pain. But there was something else hiding inside. A truth, a secret, a fight that wasn't just on stage. She sang about pain because she lived it. But it wasn't just heartbreak or loss. It was the pain of hiding, of dressing up in someone else's skin every day. And no matter how loud she screamed, no one could hear what she was really saying. At 2011, Mina finally said it out loud. She was a woman. That moment wasn't soft or sweet. It was raw, it was loud, and it was dangerous. Not because she changed, but because metal doesn't like change. Not like that. For years, the metal scene had been all about rough dudes, loud guitars, and pretending feelings don't exist. Then Mina stepped up and said, "Here I am. This is real. Deal with it." Many fans didn't. Some turned away. Some shouted. But Mina didn't stop. She kept singing. Her voice stayed sharp. Her words got deeper. Now, she was singing not just about pain, but truth. Her truth. The kind that doesn't fit into leather pants or old rules. She didn't just come out. She exploded out, and the ripples hit every stage, every show, every fan. Life of Agony didn't fall apart. It evolved. Her presence, her voice, her courage, they gave the band a second life. One that was more honest. One that burned brighter. 2. Hala Ravenna Hunt Hendrix. Hala Ravenna Hunt Hendrix was the mind behind a band so strange it made black metal fans furious. That's Liturgy. It was loud, wild, and full of sounds no one expected. She didn't care about rules. She didn't care about looking cool. She just made music that sounded like dreams falling apart, or maybe coming together. Her shows felt like waking up inside a thunderstorm, screaming, crashing, glowing. Some people called it noise. Some called it genius. Hala didn't explain. She just kept making art. Songs that felt like rituals. Sounds that felt like questions with no answers. For years, fans tried to understand her. She talked about big things: God, death, love, the universe. Her music was messy, bold, and beautiful. And then came 2020, the year everything broke. That's when Hala stood up and said she was a woman. The metal world froze. This wasn't part of the plan. Metal bands could sing about demons and fire, but this was too real, too honest, too powerful. Hala didn't care. She wasn't asking anyone to get it. She was just telling the truth. After she came out, her music changed again. It got even stranger, even brighter, like she wasn't just screaming anymore. She was floating. She made songs that felt like space. She made music that felt like prayers in a storm. Hala didn't wait for anyone to catch up. She ran ahead, burning the map behind her. She said gender was like magic, a way to change, a way to become. Her shows became something more than concerts. They were ceremonies. She didn't just play music, she opened the doors. And if people didn't want to walk through, too bad. She was already gone. 3. Melissa Moore. Melissa Moore knew how to shred. Her guitar didn't just play notes. It growled, it roared, it set fire to the room. She was in Absu, a band that loved big myths and old stories. But behind the scenes, Melissa was fighting a different kind of monster. She was hiding who she really was. She showed up, played hard, gave it her all, but every day she had to put on a mask that got heavier and heavier. Until one day, she dropped it. She said, "I'm not him, I'm me." And just like that, she was out of the band. When she finally told the truth that she was a woman, her band kicked her out. No long talks, no respect, just gone. That should have been the end, but Melissa wasn't done. She took the pain and built something new. A band called Sonia. A band that looked old school but sounded like a heart ripping open. Sonia wasn't just music, it was a message. It was her way of saying, I'm still here. Her songs were about her life, her scars, her truth. Every chord was a fight. Every show was proof. Melissa didn't need to fit in. She made her own place. She wore her truth like armor. Every note, every riff, every scream was a bullet back at the people who said she shouldn't exist. She didn't want pity. She wanted volume, and she got it. 4. Margaret Killjoy. Margaret Killjoy doesn't walk into black metal like she's just another fan. She crashes in like a storm, holding a guitar in one hand and a burning flag in the other. She didn't just start a band, she started a fire. Feminazgul is loud, angry, and impossible to ignore. It's not the kind of music that plays in the background. It grabs you by the collar and screams in your face. Margaret took all the things metal tried to keep out: queer voices, feminism, big ideas about tearing down power, and made them louder than ever. This isn't just music, it's a fight with guitars, and she's right in the middle, swinging. The band sounds like it was built in a storm, heavy, wild, full of feelings. Every song feels like it's about to break something, maybe your heart, maybe the world, and she's not just doing music. Margaret writes books that burn, talks about changing the world, and lives off the grid like she's hiding from the system. Except she's not hiding. She's building something better. She doesn't scream just to be loud. She screams because she means it. And when she does, the whole world shakes a little. Black metal used to be all about darkness and rage. Margaret showed it could still be that, but also be about change, about truth, about people like her taking up space and never saying sorry for it. 5. Katie Davies. Katie Davies didn't wait to be invited in. She just showed up with her guitar, kicked down the door, and started playing so fast and loud that no one could tell her to stop. She leads Pupil Slicer, a name that sounds like a horror movie, but the real shock is how good the music is. Fast, sharp, like a storm in your chest. Mathcore is tricky. It's full of wild rhythms, fast changes, and sounds that feel like they're falling apart, but never do. It's not easy to play. But Katie makes it look like a game she's already won. She shreds her guitar like it owes her money. Her voice is fire, screams that hit you in the gut, words that feel like they were carved out of pain, anger, and truth. It's not just sound, it's a punch to the face, one you didn't see coming. Katie didn't come here to play nice. She didn't ask if it was okay to be a trans woman in metal. She just was. Loud, strong, unapologetic. She's not waving a flag. She is the flag. Every time she walks on stage, every time she picks up that guitar, she's proving a point. Metal isn't just for one kind of person. It's for anyone who dares to be loud and real, and she's both. 6. Marissa Martinez. Marissa Martinez didn't ask to be the face of anything. She just wanted to play, to scream, to break things with sound. But sometimes, just being real is more powerful than a speech, and Marissa is nothing if not real. She was the lead of Cretin, a band that sounds like thunder in a tunnel. Grindcore is loud, fast, and messy in the best way. It's music that doesn't wait. It doesn't ask. It just crashes in. And Marissa was the voice and the guitar behind that crash. She played with a kind of fury that made people stop and stare. It wasn't about being perfect, it was about being true. And she brought that same truth when she came out as a trans woman. She didn't slow down, she didn't soften, she didn't try to make people comfortable. She just kept playing, louder, harder, like she had something to prove, but not to you, to herself. The metal world can be harsh, full of people who think they know what real life is. But Marissa didn't care about their rules. She had her own. And every time she played, she rewrote what real could sound like. She didn't give speeches. She gave performances. She didn't post long messages. She gave you music that said everything without a single extra word. Her life became the message. 7. Danica Roem. Danica Roem is what you get when you mix loud music, screaming fans, and government rules. She's not just any metalhead. She screams her truth on stage and speaks her mind in meetings with lawmakers. Picture this. One moment she's dressed in everyday clothes, standing in front of politicians, and the next she's headbanging, blasting her voice across a stage with her thrash metal band, cab ride home. People remember her for becoming the first openly trans lawmaker in the United States. That made headlines. But let's be real, she's more than just that one title. While most people try to pick one lane, rock star or politician, Danica didn't. She grabbed both by the collar and ran with them. Her world has microphones, but not always for singing. Sometimes it's to fight for better roads or fair laws, and sometimes it's to let loose screams that shake the room. She never stopped being part of metal. Even while doing serious political work, she still plays, still tours, still lives the sound. This isn't a phase. Metal is her heart. Politics might be her job, but the music, that's the soul. She brings both to every stage, every debate, and every fight. You might think metal and laws don't mix, but think again. In her world, they crash together and make sparks fly. She's proof that being loud isn't rude. It's powerful. When others told her to be quiet, she turned up the volume. 8. Rowan St. Catherine. Rowan St. Catherine doesn't play light songs. Their music is like thunder, slow, heavy, and impossible to ignore. Rowan is one half of a band called Vile Creature, a Canadian sludge metal duo. And trust us, this music doesn't try to make anyone comfortable. Rowan uses music to fight back. The sound is thick and gritty. It pulls you down and makes you feel everything. Their songs talk about being different, about pain, about pride, and about not staying silent. Rowan's voice is not soft. It's strong and sometimes even scary. And that's the point. They don't want to sing about dragons or fairy tales. This is about real life, real struggles, real anger. They stand on stage, proud of being trans, proud of being queer, and proud of every fight they've had to win just to be there. And they don't hide it. They don't whisper. They roar. Every beat of the drum, every deep growl, every loud guitar riff says, "We are still here." This isn't just music, it's a storm. And Rowan, they are right in the middle of it, smiling through the rain and fire. 9. Alicia Cordisco. Alicia Cordisco isn't just fast on guitar, she's lightning. Her fingers fly like they're racing to tell a secret. She plays power metal, a style full of big sounds, fast beats, and endless energy. But Alicia doesn't just play along, she leads. She's played in bands like Judicator and Project Rowan Wolf, where her guitar doesn't just sing, it screams. She knows her craft. Every solo she plays cuts deep, like a sword slicing through air. But more than that, Alicia brings her full self to every note. She's a trans woman in a genre that still clings to old rules. Some fans and bands still think metal should only look and sound one way. Alicia said no to that. She brings change with every show. She didn't come in asking for space, she took it. And she filled it with blazing guitars, loud rhythms, and truth. She could have hidden behind the music, let people enjoy the sound and ignore the person. But that's not her. She stood up and made sure people saw the full picture. She's not trying to make anyone comfortable. She's making sure the door is wide open for anyone else who feels like they don't belong. 10. Simona Olson. Simona Olson doesn't yell, she doesn't pose, she just plays. And when Simona Olson plays, it feels like the whole sky gets heavy, like thunder in your chest. She's part of Vokonis, a Swedish band that makes slow, loud, and thick music, the kind that makes your ribs rattle. Think doom metal with the sound of sludge and sadness, but with a strange kind of beauty hiding in it. Simona stands at the center of it all, quiet but powerful. Most people wouldn't even know she's there unless they look. She doesn't wave banners or make big speeches. She just picks up her guitar and lets it scream for her. Each note feels like it's been pulled out of the ground, like it comes from something ancient and deep. She plays with weight, with pain, with grace, too. Her fingers move like they know something we don't. What makes her special isn't just the sound, it's the feeling. The way her music pushes past your ears and into your stomach. It's like she's telling a story she can't say out loud. And it's not always a happy story. It's heavy, thick with hurt, but there's light in it too, somehow. In a world of metal guys trying to be tough, Simona doesn't need to pretend. She's real, and that makes her dangerous in the best way. Her band, Vokonis, plays like they're trapped under ice, trying to break free. And Simona, she's the one swinging the hammer. She doesn't try to prove anything. She just is. In a world where everyone's shouting, she whispers with sound. And somehow, that hits harder. 11. Lux Lucidi. Lux Lucidi steps into a dark room. The lights are low, the air is hot, the band starts, and then you hear her. It's not singing, it's not screaming, it's something else. Something raw, like a wound that won't close. She sings like she's ripping her soul out and throwing it into the crowd. And you feel it. You really feel it. Lux is the voice of Seed, a metal band from Boston. But they don't play normal metal. Their songs are loud, messy, and wild. They mix doom, sludge, noise, anything that makes people feel. Their music isn't clean. It's rough, like life, like being queer and loud and alive in a world that wants you quiet. When Lux takes the stage, she doesn't ask for your attention. She grabs it, she shakes it, she makes sure you remember her. She doesn't want to fit in. She wants to burn it all down. Her voice is like fire, like metal scraping against bone. You don't just hear her, you feel her, in your skin, in your bones. She brings everything into her song, the hurt, the love, the fight. Her band is full of queer people who use sound to scream at the world. They don't play to be liked, they play to survive. Every song is a fight, every show is a war, and Lux stands in the middle of it all, not backing down. 12. Christine Beatty. Christine Beatty takes us back in time, back before social media, before pride flags on store windows, back when being trans in metal wasn't hard, it was almost impossible. That's where she started. She didn't wait for a welcome. She kicked the door down. She helped start a band called Glamazon in the 90s. That's right, the 90s, when the metal scene was still mostly straight guys in leather pants, yelling about demons or partying. Christine wasn't like them. She was louder, flashier, and she had something real to say. She wore what she wanted, played how she wanted, and she didn't hide who she was. That alone made her a rebel, but she didn't stop there. Glamazon wasn't just a band, it was a statement. A bright, loud, joyful scream in a scene that tried to shut her out. She didn't just open doors, she smashed walls. She made space for others to come through, and she didn't get famous for it. She didn't get rich, but she got louder. She kept going, even when it was hard, even when it was scary, even when people wanted her to go away. Christine didn't care about rules. She made her own, and because of her, other people saw that they could too. She proved that metal wasn't just for one kind of person. It could be for anyone brave enough to stand up and scream. These women didn't just play music. They made noise that matters. They told their stories without asking for permission. And the world of heavy metal? It's louder, better, and more honest because of them. 13. Cat Chevel Gillum. Cat Chevel Gillum doesn't just play heavy music. She crashes into it like a wild storm. If death metal is a dark cave filled with loud noise and old bones, Cat is the one yelling from the center of it, with a drum in one hand and a microphone in the other. She's been deep in the underground UK death and doom metal scene for years, shaking walls with her voice and beating drums like they owe her money. She's a trans woman who never asked for anyone's permission to be loud. She took her space and made it clear. This is hers. While others tiptoed around queer topics in metal, Cat showed up, boots on, ready to smash through the silence. She's not soft. She's not sweet. She's a roaring fire with tattoos and a fierce heart. And when she plays, she doesn't just want you to hear her. She wants you to feel every kick of the drum in your ribs. Cat has played with several heavy, messy, gritty bands, the kind that don't care about being on the radio. These bands live in basement shows, old garages, and strange festivals where the lights flicker and the ground shakes. Cat's bands don't do pretty, they do power. They make noise for those who feel like outsiders. And Cat, she's the loudest of them all. She didn't show up to be polite. She didn't smile and nod. She came to destroy old rules and write new ones with the sweat of her drums. In a world that says metal is only for tough men with angry faces, Cat screamed back, "Watch me." 14. Xandra Metcalf, Uboa. Xandra Metcalf does not make easy music. Her project, Uboa, is like walking into a haunted house with no lights and only your worst thoughts to keep you company. She's from Australia and she's trans, and she doesn't want to be safe. She wants to be real. Her music sounds like fear, sadness, and fire all at once. It's not music you dance to. It's music that holds your face and makes you listen. She mixes noise, deep metal, strange sounds, and quiet parts that make your skin crawl. It's like the world falling apart, but with a beat. Every sound Xandra creates is packed with truth, painful truth. She's been through hard things. You can hear it. Her music screams when words won't do. She takes deep, ugly feelings and turns them into something powerful, something strong. And when you listen, you feel it in your bones. She doesn't sing about castles or dragons. She sings about surviving, about being torn apart and still standing. There's no sugar here, no fake smiles, just sound, real sound, the kind that makes you sit still and think, I've never heard anything like this. 15. Zoe Luna. Zoe Luna isn't here to play it safe. She's from Chile, and she's here to shake the ground. Her music is full of big sounds, loud beats, and deep metal mixed with electronic noise that hits like a punch. She mixes the future with fire. You don't just listen, you fall into her world. She looks like something out of a sci-fi movie with bright lights, sharp style, and a stage presence that says, I dare you to look away. But it's not just looks. Her music is a war drum. Every beat, every lyric is filled with fight. She's not asking for space. She's taking it. She sings about identity, power, and breaking rules. Her words cut deep. Her voice is a fire alarm for people tired of being quiet. She stands proud in a world that still tries to shut people like her out. And every time she picks up the mic, she turns that rejection into something electric. You can't ignore Zoe Luna. Even if you tried, she'd find you with a bass drop that shakes your teeth. Zoe doesn't just make songs. She makes warnings. She makes promises. She tells the truth. In Latin American metal, where things can still be pretty closed off, Zoe kicks the doors wide open. She's not here to fit in. She's here to build something new, louder, stronger, and blazing with color. 16. Jade Starr. Oyer. Jade Starr isn't trying to be your average rock star. She doesn't fit the rules, and she's not here to follow them. This Australian artist jumped into the world of metal like someone throwing a match into gasoline. From the first note, you know something's different. Her music mixes loud, old-school rock with personal stories that hit you like a punch to the chest. She sings about her life, her struggles, and her power as a woman who had to fight for every inch of space she now owns on stage. Jade is a trans woman, but she's not asking for pity or applause. She grabs the mic and tells her truth, plain and loud. Her songs talk about her journey, transitioning, being a mom, and standing strong in a world that often wants to shut her out. She doesn't hide behind metaphors. Her lyrics say what she means, and her voice makes sure you listen. And her guitar, it screams just as much as she does. Picture this: lights flashing, the crowd roaring, and Jade standing tall, not just playing music but becoming it. Her stage presence is bold. It's like she owns every second. The clothes, pure old school rock glam, but with a twist that's all her. Nothing about her feels fake. She walks on stage like it's a battlefield and leaves like she won every time. Her songs are full of fire, pain, and power, but they also have moments that feel soft and real. You hear the fear, the doubt, and the hope too. That mix makes her different, makes her unforgettable. People who see her perform don't forget it. They don't look at her the same way again. 17. Aradia Midnight Sun. Aradia Midnight Sun lives in the shadows. She's not trying to be in the spotlight. She doesn't need to be. Her power comes from staying quiet and making the ground shake anyway. Aradia plays bass for Empress Rising, a doom metal band from Norway. And if you've never felt your soul rumble during a song, you haven't heard her play. Her music is dark, thick like fog. It doesn't come at you fast. It creeps in. It pulls you under. Her bass lines are slow, deep, and heavy. They sound like something ancient waking up, like old gods moving in the dark. She doesn't rush. She lets the notes sit. And those notes, they stay with you. Aradia doesn't talk much in interviews. She doesn't post wild things online. She just plays. But when she does, you feel it. Her music isn't just sound, it's like a spell, and she's the one casting it. Her band's shows aren't about jumping around or shouting. They're about standing still and feeling everything hit you all at once. Fog machines, dim lights, and this low, deep sound that grabs you by the chest and won't let go. Some people call her reserved. That's just another word for focused. Aradia knows what she's doing. Every note, every pause, it all matters. Her fingers move like they're telling a story only she knows. And you're lucky if you catch even a piece of it. 18. Katie Montgomery. Katie Montgomery is the kind of woman who can play a riff so sharp it cuts, then turn around and roast you with facts online. She's smart, fierce, and loud in all the best ways. She plays guitar for Dehumanot, a band that mixes thrash and doom like a storm brewing in slow motion. Her playing? Fast, technical, and mean. She doesn't miss, not even once. Her fingers move across the strings like they're in a race with fire. Every solo sounds like it's trying to escape the guitar, but Katie doesn't let it go. She bends every note, every sound, until it fits her shape, until it says what she wants it to say. She makes the guitar scream, cry, and shout all in one song. But Katie's not just a musician, she's a voice. Online, she talks about science, politics, and what it's like to be a trans woman in a world that keeps trying to pretend people like her don't exist. She calls out nonsense, she breaks down lies, and she does it with the same precision she uses in her music. She's not afraid to be loud, not afraid to be angry, not afraid to be smart, and that makes her dangerous in the best way. In interviews, on stage, or online, she always sounds like she knows something you don't, and she probably does. Katie's presence in Dehumanot is like lightning, bright, suddenly, unforgettable. Her solos tear through the dark parts of the music like bright blades. She adds something sharp, something that keeps you listening, but she also adds weight, the kind of weight that comes from knowing pain and turning it into something that moves people. 19. Sabine Stangenberg. Sabine Stangenberg doesn't just play guitar, she breathes it. In the cold, dark world of German black metal, where songs sound like frozen wind and sadness screams, she shows up with more than just skill. She brings the truth, she brings pain, she brings the kind of feeling you can't fake. She plays in a band called Herbstschatten, which is German for something like Shadow of Autumn. Yeah, it's that kind of vibe. But this isn't your normal metal band with loud dudes and fake evil. No, this is something deeper, something real. Sabine is a trans woman, and she's not hiding it. She's not shouting about it either. She just shows up and plays. And when she plays, you feel it. Every note is sharp, like walking barefoot on ice. Every chord feels like it knows your worst memory. And here's the thing. In a genre filled with guys who act like they live in caves and only eat raw meat, Sabine brings something rare, honesty. Most black metal tries to be dark. Sabine is dark, not in a spooky way, but in a way that comes from living through hard stuff. Her music doesn't pretend, it doesn't dress up. It stares you right in the face and dares you to look away. The guitar doesn't just wail, it weeps, it screams, it breaks down and then pulls itself back together just like she did. You won't see her throwing glitter or waving a rainbow flag on stage. She doesn't need to. Her truth is in the music, and that's louder than any speech. In a scene where everyone wants to look the part, wearing masks, painting their faces, faking sadness, Sabine stands there, fully real. No mask, no show, just her, a guitar, and a storm inside her fingers. Herbstschatten doesn't play happy songs, but there's power in that sadness. Sabine turns pain into something sharp and beautiful. Her sound cuts like glass, but there's light inside too. A quiet hope hiding between the chords, like the first bit of sun after a long, frozen night. 20. Aya Sinclair. Aya Sinclair cranks the volume. Add fire, lasers, and a scream that makes your spine rattle. She's not here to be polite. She's not here to fit in. She's here to blow it all up. British, trans, and not interested in your comfort, Aya mixes heavy metal with hardcore electronic chaos. Think, Metal meets a wild rave during an earthquake. Her album is called Hexed, and wow, that name fits. Listening to it is like being trapped in a tornado of noise, wires, and feelings you didn't know you had. This isn't music you dance to. This is music that grabs your face and yells into your soul. Aya doesn't follow rules. She eats them for breakfast. Her songs are full of messy beats, distorted screams, and weird sounds that feel like they're coming from another planet. And yet it all fits. It all makes sense. Because behind the noise, there's something burning. A story, a scream, a truth too big for words. Her music talks about trauma, about gender, about what it feels like to be broken and still walking. Each track is like a mirror that shatters the second you look into it. And somehow, in the middle of all that wreckage, you find something beautiful, something brave. Aya isn't trying to be easy. She wants you to squirm. She wants you to sweat. She wants you to feel. Her shows aren't concerts. They're like rituals. You walk in one person. You leave someone else, someone a little more raw, a little more awake.